Oh, this looks like the place. So we're gonna go and see this guy about complaining. I know him. He's a big complainer. 20 years ago, so I can imagine what he is now.
Oh my.
So let's,
Come on, let's go.
about complaining.
Okay. What is this? What? Sure this is the right place?
Yeah, it says TCB Networking.
Okay.
Suite 200. So this is it, so come on in. Come, Brianna. Come on. Yes, this is nice. This is gonna be fun.
This is gonna be fun. Yeah.
Our debut.
Yes.
Yes. That's great.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Chris Price,
And I'm Andreas.
and this is the TCB Jungle Room.
I'm Sean Felder, and this is the TCB Jungle Room. I've done it, so I said that already. I forgot to give my other name. I forgot the second
Oh
one.
boy. Okay, so this is our first show for the new year, and it's been a while since we did a show. Why has it been a while since we did a show?
Well, I guess, Chris, you forgot to set up the camera. Last time you forgot to press the button to start it, so the last two shows weren't aired. You should have pressed the button.
I think you've been very busy.
Busy? Are you kidding, busy? I mean, what do you mean?
Oh, by the way, what is this? You got some facial hair on
Oh,
your
yeah.
face?
Did you know it was kind of cold in the last few months?
Is that why you grew a beard?
Well, I grew a beard. My mama says to me, Andreas, you should cover your face. So I didn't know if she meant with a scarf, so I said I grew a beard. So when I saw my mama last week, she says, Andreas, I noticed you covered your face. So I says, yeah, mama. She says, well, you don't let it grow too long.
I thought maybe you were doing it because I have facial hair.
Well, is that what it is?
Yes, this is what it is.
Yeah, how come it got gray? Last time it was black.
What do you mean how come you got? Well, getting older.
That's what it is. Well,
Okay, so this is a new year, like I said, and we finally decided that we found some time to do a show.
Yes.
So what's been happening, man? How come you've been so busy that we haven't done anything?
Well, it's because, actually, I think it was due to the fact that it's been so cold, I didn't even get out of my house in the last few months.
Really? So what? You've been in the house all this time?
Yep. I mean, I snuck out by the back door. I didn't want anybody to see me. My son says to me, Dad, what are you going out of the back door for? I said, I want nobody to know that I'm going out.
So today we want to do a show about complaining.
Complaining? What do you want to complain about?
I want to complain about everything.
I
mean, there is a lot to complain about.
actually, you know what, Chris? You're one of the biggest complainers.
Okay.
This guy here complains. I mean, when there's not a complaint, he's complaining that there's not a complaint. This is pretty bad.
Well, the one thing I want to complain about is when I'm driving my car around the city, do you notice those craters? Potholes? Is that?
Well, I thought we were preparing for the moon.
Well, I don't know, but every time I'm driving, I have to be zigzagging and, and I'm putting my life in my hands. And I don't understand why in our city we have all these big potholes.
Well, this has got to be something to do with, in French they say it's a chicken hole. So
chicken hole.
A chicken hole, a nid de poulet, they call that in French. For our French listeners, they'll know about that. So as long as the chicken don't fit into the hole, they don't really think they got to do something about it. We got some pretty big chickens here.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. So have you had any issues with potholes?
Myself, no, not really. It's because lately I haven't been going up. Remember I told you I don't go up?
Okay, so you just stay in the house.
Yeah,
so you don't have no issues with
potholes.
potholes.
Going by the back door,
So-
nobody sees me.
So is there anything that you want to complain about?
Well, yeah, I want to complain about one thing. The truth of the matter is that it's been too damn cold. It's been too damn
Well,
cold.
it's winter, and it's supposed to be cold in the winter.
Yeah, somebody told me about that, and he says to me, Andres, this is winter. I says, yeah, but it's too damn cold. I just can't take this anymore.
Okay, so what did you do about it? You
Well,
stayed in the house.
I stayed in the house. Yeah, I stayed in the house. Put the heater up.
You heated her up. You stayed in the house.
Stayed in the house.
There's one thing I want to complain about.
Okay.
Is that you always calling me on the phone.
I miss you.
No, but I look at my phone, it's Andreas. You're always calling me. You call me to tell me what you got up. You're calling me to tell me you're going to the bathroom. You're calling me to tell me what you eat. Like,
Yeah.
why?
Yeah. Matter of fact, did you get my last message?
Yeah, I probably did give you last, but I probably just looked at it and didn't bother with it.
The whole idea about me calling you, Chris, is that you say I was lonely and I'm, sitting at home and doing.
So you decided to call me.
I decided to call you. I mean, what else was I going to do? I mean, I don't have cable.
Why not?
Well, I didn't pay the bill.
You didn't pay the bill, so they cut you off.
They cut me off, so I put the Android on it, right?
Okay.
So
Or did you try to call them to pay the bill and they put you on hold? Isn't that what happened? So
what do you mean put me on hold?
no,
For what?
you call them to pay the bill.
Yeah.
And they put you on hold.
Yeah, and then I
So you
forgot.
forgot, so you never paid the bill.
Yeah, I never paid the bill.
Well,
That's
see,
it.
that's another thing too.
That's why we use Android now, right? Is that why you're selling that product?
Why are you telling the whole world about
Oh, yeah,
about
that's
Android
true.
TV? Shh.
I know, we were just talking about these little little boxes that we're not supposed to talk about. But we don't
Oh,
really
you mean
want
a little box that
but
you
we
get
don't
all
want-
your-
we don't want to talk about those little boxes.
Oh no, we don't want to talk a little box that where you get movies and TV shows. No, we don't want to talk about that. We don't want people to know that that you can buy them and where and the TCB that word? No.
No.
That's
And
supposed to-
actually, you even have a special.
We do.
Okay.
Quiet. Don't be telling people about going and watching movies and TV shows.
Yeah,
and,
yeah. Actually,
on
I did.
a little
I did.
Android box
Yeah.
that you can get for what, $150?
150, but you have to program.
You have to program the box. Okay. Anyway,
this is
moving on.
This is an internal joke, and actually, I did pay my last bill, but I forgot to mail it. I forgot to mail the check. Oh, and 3 months later, I noticed that the envelope was still on my table, and
Yeah.
so I said, I mean, if I didn't mail it then, what's the point to mail it then? And then
Okay.
and I said, I don't have no more cable. Why should I pay for something I don't have?
Okay.
So it makes sense.
Okay, it makes sense.
So I ended up not mailing the check.
So what happened? So they cut you off in the end.
Well, I don't know if they cut me off. There was just no cable.
So they must have cut you off if you didn't pay the bill.
Well, listen, why should I pay the bill? So I said to myself, listen, I don't got no cable. I'm not going to mail that check.
Okay.
Simple,
Okay,
right?
all right.
That's the way German technology works.
Okay.
We
So-
don't have the service, you don't pay it. I mean, this is the normal, right?
I want to ask you something, right?
Sure.
Let me see if you get this little riddle, okay? What is it that you have, right? That's yours.
Yeah.
That everybody uses.
My money. I mean, it's
Think. What is it? Okay. What is it that's yours? I just want to see.
Well, I just came back from outside. From inside. So no, really, what does everybody?
Okay. Do you want to know the answer?
Yeah. Let me hear the answer. Yeah.
Your name.
Is that true?
Yeah. It's your name. It's yours, right?
Yeah.
And everybody uses it. They call you Andreas. Andreas.
I thought it was my credit cards, my money. Every time I looked, there was less of it.
Okay.
And I look at my credit cards, and there's more of it.
Okay.
Keeps going up.
Another thing I want to complain about, because I already complain,
Yeah.
is about friends. Okay?
Oh, you have friends?
Yeah, I have friends.
Okay.
Now, why is it that when you're supposed to meet a friend at a certain time, they don't show up?
Well, did you give them a time?
Yes, if I tell somebody meet me at 10 o'clock and I'm there at 10 o'clock,
Okay.
why is it that they're always showing up maybe 15 minutes later, 20 minutes later, half an hour later, even an hour later? Why is that?
Well, I found out that is because most people today, between the ages of 0 to 35, don't
Yes.
have watches.
Really?
Just don't have watches.
They don't have watches.
And then a lot of these young people don't know how to tell analog. So the numbers where it says 12, 11, 10,
Okay.
9, 8, 7. Now, some people say, well, we have a phone and there's a watch or a clock on the phone. But they're so busy looking on the phone that they never see the clock.
That's true. But you ever notice a lot of these young people, their head is always down like this?
Yeah,
like I remember
yeah.
I saw your son about a few weeks ago. I didn't recognize him because he looked up at me.
Oh, yeah, I know, huh?
Yeah. Because every time I see him, he's like this.
Yeah,
Looking at the phone.
yeah, same with me. I just
So-
looked,
so-
I had to lift up his head and I had to put his head back down. I checked it and that was it.
So when he looked up at me, I didn't realize that it was him.
Yeah, I didn't even know he had a nose, eyes, all the. I didn't even know what the color of his eyes were. I used to know they were blue a long time ago.
Okay. Okay.
But since iPod came out and iPhone and all these things, it's true. They're always looking down, right?
Yeah.
And they even have a little curve on their shoulders now.
Oh yeah, so they
walking on through like this.
Well, I used to see the guys
Yeah.
with their. You ever see the guys with their pants halfway down their knees?
Yeah, like Caleb does that. My brother tells you, it's because he wants to show the front of his pants,
So he puts his pants.
and he wants to show the back of his Tommy Hilfiger.
Really?
In the back of the pants, it's
But you ever see how they walk? They
on
they,
the
they
underwear
do
that
walk.
shows
They
Tommy
do walk
Hilfiger.
funny.
Yeah, they do. Well, they walk with their legs a little bit, like
Did you used to do that?
like a cowboy.
Did you used
Well,
to do that?
only when I used to do riding. After riding on a horse. Yeah. I used to ride a horse.
Well, is it true? I heard that you're going to be riding a motorcycle.
Yeah. I bought a motorcycle, a nice, beautiful motorcycle.
Why?
Why not?
It's not dangerous.
It is, yeah, for sure.
So what? You like danger?
Live fast, die old.
Yeah.
Look,
No.
I looked at myself in the mirror the other day. I didn't even know who it is. I said, "Good afternoon, sir." It can't be me.
It can't be you.
Look, in my mind, I am who I am, right?
All right.
In your mind, you are who you are.
Yes. Okay.
So you ever looked at yourself in the mirror and then asked yourself who you were? So who you?
No, I know who I am. When I look
Okay,
in the
but
mirror.
you knew it was you?
Yeah, of course I knew it was me because it looked like me.
Yeah, you see, I looked in the mirror, I didn't know it was me, okay? Because at home, we don't have mirrors. So I go into
You
the
have no
bath-
mirrors at home?
No.
How can you not have a mirror at home? So how do you know how to shave?
Easy. I take a-
Is that maybe why you don't shave?
No, it's true, I don't.
Oh, you know what? Getting back to what I was saying before about friends and being on time or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I asked a friend the other day, we're supposed to meet me at a certain time, they didn't show up, so I asked them, if you were going to a job interview, would you be on time? You know what he said?
What?
He said yes.
Right? Yeah.
So he didn't think it was enough to meet me on time. So that's one thing I want to complain about. Why do people do that?
Well, I think that you're absolutely right, you know. It's like my son, Caleb. This morning, he was going to go to a job interview, okay?
Okay.
And actually, he was at the restaurant with us this morning, remember?
That was yesterday.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was Sunday?
No, today. No, that was yesterday.
Oh, yeah, it's true. Yes. I see. That's what happens with me when you don't go out every day. You know, when you don't go out, you go out by the back door. You don't know what's happening in the front door, right?
Yeah. Okay.
So, anyways, yeah. So, yeah, it happened to it. Caleb was saying the same thing yesterday. He went to get a job appointment, and he's 1 hour early, and he's telling me we have to rush.
He got there an hour early.
No. It was 1 hour before the actual appointment.
Okay.
And he's telling me we got to rush.
Okay. Because he wanted to get there on time.
He wanted to get there on time. So
Now-
I said to him, I said,
Yeah.
"Why are you in such a hurry for?" He says, "It's a job appointment." He says, I said, "But how come this doesn't happen when you go to school in the morning?" So who wants to go to school? You know, who wants to go to school?
Okay, so what happened with Caleb? So did he made his interview?
Well, yeah. We got there 1 minute to spare.
Okay, but let me ask you a question. But if he had to go meet a friend, would he meet his friend on time?
Of course he'd be there for his friend on time.
Really?
Sure.
Okay, so I
But
guess
it's
that's
when he wants to go to school, he's not on time. When we're going to go and pick him up, he's not on time. But when he's going to go to his friends,
yes,
he's on time.
He's on time.
When he goes to get a job appointment, he's on time. I said, "Why are you on time for your job appointment?" He says, "Monday."
The money. Okay, the money.
I said, "The Monday."
Hey, you know, today we have two guests on our show, the Joy Sisters.
Joy.
Yeah.
Are they the one who cooked the book? I mean, wrote the book?
No, well, they heard that we were doing a show on complaining,
Okay.
and they wanted to come and be on the show.
You want to complain?
They
You
want
want to come here to complain?
They want to come here to complain.
What do they
So,
got to complain about?
I don't know. So we're gonna see what they want to complain about.
I mean, you don't think they're too happy anymore?
I don't know.
You told me they were Joy sisters, right?
Well, that's what they are. They're called the Joy Sisters.
Okay, you must be happy, right?
I guess so.
You think they're happy?
I don't know if they're happy.
Okay, well, we'll see what's going to happen.
Anyway, so come on. But I
when,
thought.
when are they going to be coming here?
Well, they're going to be coming here soon. So anyway, I thought you wanted to complain about more. You have nothing else to complain about?
Well, I'm going to tell you the truth of the matter is I have so much to complain about. I have a whole book, and I'm going to be selling that book. I have a book here, $9.99.
Yeah.
You can have all my complaints. I got 101 complaints per page.
Okay.
And you can try it out first month. If you don't like it, you can send it back. It costs you $20 for the airfare and you know, postage and handling. But if you don't like it, send it back.
Okay. Well, I got another thing I want to complain about
Okay.
that I mentioned the other day is, have you heard of flasher fluid?
Oh, yeah, the stuff that you put into your car,
Car,
that,
yeah.
so that your flashers work.
Yes! But you know what I think? I think they run out of it. Here.
Oh, here,
You know
in the
why?
back? Oh, yeah, I don't
You ever
think they
notice?
sell it
Because
anymore.
nobody uses their flashers.
Absolutely not. You know, why would they want to use their flashers for?
I don't know.
I mean, that means if they're going to use their flashers,
Yeah.
that means that people are going to know where they're going. They
Ex-
don't want them
Oh.
to know
Is-
where they're
Oh,
going.
is that why they don't use it?
They don't want anybody to know where they're going.
So the flasher fluid runs out, and they don't fill it back up,
Yeah.
and that's it, right?
It must be because they don't want nobody to know where they're going.
Okay. Anyway, so we'll be right back with the Joy Sisters. Yeah.
Are they happy?
Well, I think they're happy.
So let's have the Joy Sisters on. When are they going to be on?
I'm gonna go find them right now, and they'll be on.
Okay.
So we'll be right back.
Right, we'll be right back. Wait for a station identification. TCB, Android TV. You can buy one today, get the second one free.
That's our little secret. Oh, why are you telling people about Android TV?
This was a commercial, sorry. I forgot this was a station identification, not a commercial.
But if you really want one, you can get in touch with us and we can sell you.
Yeah, we'll put the number on at the end of the show.
Have your insurance company ever dumped you for making a small claim? Or has your dog ever pooped on your neighbor's lawn? Or do you have an issue with a neighbor? Or maybe the airport is just too close to your house? Call Andreas at TCB. He can solve your problems.
Look, I'm glad you think that this is funny, but this is serious.
And we are back. This is the TCB Jungle Room, and here we have the Joy Sisters.
The happy sister.
Well, I think they're supposed to be happy, right?
Yep, they were smiling. when they
Okay,
came
so
in.
introduce yourself. This is you are.
I'm Joy's sister Kim. They call me Kim Joy.
Call you Kim Joy.
Kim Joy.
Okay, why did they call you Kim Joy?
Because I'm full of joy and my first name is Kim.
Oh, you're not
Sounds like
Korean.
it makes
though,
sense
huh?
to
Yes, it
me.
makes sense to me.
Okay. And who's your other sister?
I am Joy's sister Bonnie, and my name is Bonnie Joy. Yes.
Okay.
They're the Joy sisters.
They're the Joy Sisters.
Joy sisters.
Yes.
So welcome to the TCB Jungle Room, and today we were doing a show about complaining. So if you guys are so much full of joy, I guess you don't have nothing to complain about, right?
We see a lot of reasons to complain, okay? But because we are so joyful, we don't complain about it.
We see a lot of reasons to complain, but wisdom has been granted unto us to learn how to, how could I put this?
Breathe.
Overcome our obstacles. Overcome things that make us feel like we may want to complain.
Yes.
We're joy sisters, meaning we have joy inside us. We're not happy, clappy sisters. So sometimes, yes, common everyday things can get to us, and from time to time we may vent, but we learn how to let a vent be a vent, and not to cross the line where it turns into a complaint. Complaining, to me, from what I learned, means that you are reliving the situation, and that's not going to help the situation disappear just because I decided I wanted to complain about it.
So Bonnie, you're saying to me that complaining and venting are two different things, right?
That's what I believe.
So
that's right.
you're complaining about venting or the complaining?
I'm complaining about the complaining and the complainers.
Yes.
Okay.
Because to me, there's nothing worse than standing next to a complainer.
Yeah.
Complainers
I
make
agree.
themselves known.
Yes.
Complainers have
does it make me?
strategies.
That's very good.
I'm looking at everybody. Complainers have strategies. They want to be known. They have a method. They take deep breaths a lot. You know, complainers have a method. They take deep breaths. They repeat their complaint. You may try to ignore it. They'll repeat it again. A complainer wants to be heard. And the person who's next to the complainer may not always want to hear it. You know, maybe the person next to the complainer has issues of their own. Maybe they want to tell the complainer to shut up.
I agree with you.
We
You
don't
know,
have anything to complain about, really.
Bonnie, you're 100% right, because, you know, often you want to, somebody's around there complaining, and you can't even put your own complaint in. Because they're so busy complaining and complaining and complaining and taking all these deep breaths, you can't even breathe anymore because they've taken all those airs already.
Well, I complain when I go to the bank. I complain when I go to the bank. I stand in line waiting, and as soon as I'm about to go to the cash, like normal always happens, she closes the cash.
Oh, man, that's frustrating,
That is
huh?
frustrating.
That's frustrating,
Yeah.
but is it worth complaining about?
Do you
Well,
speak
I
to
want
the
to complain so
manager?
it don't happen again.
Do you go to the manager then in that case?
Well,
I mean, you go, I mean,
I don't
you
wanna
gotta
go
put
that
your foot
far.
down, right? You
What-
put your foot down?
well, what about when you're at the grocery store and the person decides in front of you, well, the little lady, and she takes out her pennies and starts counting her change?
Yeah, and she doesn't even remember that pennies are no longer
Exactly.
and she's counting a 450 pennies.
Exactly, and everybody's
And
waiting
I-
in line, and then you're wondering.
And so, did you ever turn, that happened to you? I turned around, lady, I says, listen, lady, I won't pay for you.
Really, you did that?
Here's $5.
Okay.
Give me the change.
Now, what about those self-checkout machines?
Oh, those are great. I used to love them, especially the ones that give the refund, you know, the money back. I just wait around for the money back.
I mean, you know, you take an item, and then all of a sudden it's like
2 items came
No,
right
no.
through.
All of a sudden you want to put some alcohol.
Yeah.
You have to go call an attendant.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like, why am I doing self-checkout?
I mean, that's it. You know, I mean, that's a good complaint. You know, Chris, I have to admit, that's a good complaint. You know,
Yeah,
you have
isn't
to
it?
register that as a good, what do you think, Bonnie? We call him a good complainer for that one?
I would say he's definitely a professional at it.
Well, I don't like when things don't go smoothly.
No.
I like things to go smoothly.
So you want to be in control.
It's not about being in control. I want, if I'm going to go meet somebody at 10 o'clock, don't come at 11 o'clock.
Why not?
I want, when I go to the store to pay for my gas, right? Like when I'm pumping my gas and I go inside, I don't want to wait. There's 10 people in line wait to pay the gas.
You tell them, go back there and pay on the machine. I'm here to pay.
Exactly. You know, but have you ever noticed when you go to McDonald's now,
Yeah.
you gotta wait? You remember back in the day, McDonald's, you just go to the cash and you get, and the cashier is
I don't
just
want
going to
them
get your
cooking
food.
my burger
You
too
gotta
fast.
wait.
No.
I don't want them
I
cooking
agree.
my burger
I
too
agree.
fast.
I agree.
Please don't give me my hamburger in 2 minutes.
Why not?
How long
You
has
don't
it
have
been
time to wait
sitting
around.
there? How long has it been sitting there? And did you cook it thoroughly?
And it's a
So you
I'm
like-
not eating
so you
raw
like the new
cow.
system?
Yes.
So
I'm
you-
not eating raw cow.
You know, it's funny when you're thinking about, you know, this thing about speed. There were years back, the BMO had this thing about that if you would wait more than, let's say, 5 minutes, they'd give you $10.
Really?
I made a lot of money these days.
Go
And
ahead.
then a lot of people ahead of me. And I walked in behind them. I said, "We get $2 each." Okay? So he went out there and he waited and he waited. And hey, $10. They're going to put my $10. And I'm serious. They were paying out $10 until they caught on to the situation.
Okay, I want to ask a
Hey,
question.
they stopped the deal quick. I mean, they said, hey, this is a little bit too much money they're paying out. No, but it was an interesting thing. And they had a little timer on the wall with a click, 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 click. $10.
Really?
Click, click. Oh yeah. And
I don't know if to
got a couple of
believe you or
$10.
not, because you joke
No,
around
no,
too
no,
much.
no. This is serious, man. You
Yeah?
don't see me. You know, I'm serious. I'm serious.
Okay, another complaint. Okay, let me ask you a question. Why does the city
Yeah.
put the snow in front of your driveway, waist high, when there's a snowstorm?
Because
You can't get
obviously
it.
they got to get it off the street.
But how are you supposed to get into your...
That's another problem. First thing is we got to get it off the street. I mean, if I'm working for the city, off the street.
And
it
then they
goes.
don't want you parking
Put
on
it
the
on
street.
Chris's place. And matter of fact, did you notice that?
Complaining again.
Yes, I
You
see
know,
that
you
too.
know what I see?
What do you see?
Complaining is a state of mind,
It is.
and it's a
Yeah.
selfish state of mind.
It
Yeah.
is. I couldn't agree more.
You know why?
Yeah.
You know why complaining is a selfish state of mind? Because people are complaining about certain things, certain situations, but they don't even know what the situation is behind it.
Yeah.
So they're
Yeah.
complaining because they're not comfortable in the situation.
That's right.
We want everything to go right.
You know what? I think I'm going to
and
complain
we
that she's
want
complaining about me.
everything- And we want everything to go our way without
Or the highway.
dissecting why the situation is going.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have a question for you.
Yes, sisters.
Would you say that complainers are happy people?
No, I would say they're very miserable, to say the
Okay.
least.
Okay.
Chris,
And
are you
why
happy?
would- and
I'm a
why-
happy
and
person.
Why would that be?
It could be life experiences.
Mm.
It could be because they're spoiled and they always got their way.
Mm.
It could be just a very selfish way of being.
So do you think if a complainer changed their attitude,
Yes.
they would have a different outlook in life?
Not only will they have a different outlook on life, things will look a little more brighter.
Mm.
But they wouldn't be
A lot
who they
more
are
sunnier.
anymore. But Valerie, they wouldn't be no longer who they are.
Who's Valerie?
Who's Valerie?
Oh. You mean you changed your name again?
I'm actually Sister Kim.
I think he's getting old. I think he's getting old. He's calling it names.
So you don't want to call yourself Valerie no more. Because at first when you said
Mind you,
Kim
it's
Joy, I thought it was
it's
a
a beautiful
Korean.
name.
No, but I thought it was a Korean. I said, is that the same one? That Korean dictator?
Well, actually,
Kim Joy's
my mother
sister?
said I was a beautiful baby and I looked like I was Asian.
I'm just pulling your leg there. I'm not going to call you Valerie no more. Don't you worry, Kim Joy. I knew. But at first, when I first got your name here, Kim Joy, I said, is she the daughter of that Korean guy that
Kim Jong-un.
that Donald Trump is always trying to make a party with? You know?
No, that's what
Yeah, but,
No,
Kim
I'm
Jong-un?
Kim Joy.
Yes.
Okay,
Kim,
so Kim Joy.
Joy.
Okay.
Kim Joy.
So I don't know how did I get Valerie out of that. You think maybe I got her on my mind?
I don't know.
Valerie
Valerie
is
is
on
on my mind.
Maybe got the song. Anyway, so I heard that you sisters have a show
Yes.
Yes, we do.
We do.
on Facebook.
If anybody knows us, we're called the Joy Sisters.
The Joy Sisters.
Testimony Tuesday.
Yes.
Testimony Tuesday.
So what is that? So what do you do with Testimony Tuesday? Okay,
Tuesday.
show us a bit of your Testimony Tuesday of what do you talk about?
Well, we can have, there's always a testimony with the Lord.
Yes, there's always testimony when it comes to God.
Yes, so just to let you know a bit about who we are, we're born again believers of
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
Yes.
That's why we're called the Joy
Amen.
Sisters. Okay?
And they don't
I was
and
not
they don't
always-
complain.
Well, I was not
And
always.
God taught us not to complain.
God taught us not to complain. I used to complain.
Yes, so did I.
I used to complain.
Not as much as some people, but I did complain.
But
I
were
complained.
people listening when you
I
were
complained as much as some people. I complained
I find
more
they
than
listen
some
more.
people. You know, and you could tell I've changed because if I didn't, I'd be complaining about them interrupting me. Okay? So I took that very well.
See, she's pretty good at that. She
So-
doesn't get mad.
So
The thing of
She
it
kicked me
is,
twice, but she
all right. So like I said before, so show us what you do on Testimony. Go on. Testify.
so basically, we share testimonies on Facebook. It's called Testimony Tuesday, and we just can tell you what a testimony. Would you like to start?
Yes, and sometimes we give, sometimes we go on Facebook randomly too if something happens that God has done for us. And to give a testimony is a testimony about God. It's not a testimony about really ourselves.
That's right.
It's to give a testimony to show that God is real
Yes.
and what He's done for us.
Yes.
And what He's done for somebody else, if somebody else will have a testimony themselves. And we invite people to testify also.
And testimonies are good because a testimony is faith comes by hearing.
Yes.
When we give a testimony about something that God has done in our lives, we suddenly don't have time to complain about much after that because we no longer are focused on ourselves.
Yes.
We no longer put the lens on ourselves. So now we're looking higher. We're looking more at God. We're looking more at His character. We're looking at how He handles things, how He moves things around, how He shifts things in our lives.
Yes.
And when we think of God and His character, we don't have a lot of time to complain about.
Yeah. Well, I could agree with you very much. It's very important to look at the theology part of life. I'm in the insurance business, and some people they actually turn around and they say, God will provide. But I said to them, since when does God write checks?
Well, He wrote me a check just the other day.
Yes, He sure did. He wrote me one too.
Yes, He did. He wrote me a check. I got to say, don't say things like
Can I
that.
give you, I'll give you a testimony
Whoa,
about the check right now then.
Let
Yes.
let me hear
This
this. This is
this
good.
testimony I forgot to check.
Okay, I
Now,
want to hear this.
people, I have a child, as you can hear her. She has autism,
Okay.
and I had to stop working a few years ago full time. I work part time, but I can't work full time like I used to because of my daughter. She's very young in age still, and so the government a few years ago was going to give children with disabilities a supplement, and my social workers and my therapists for my child and educators would say to me that my child was not disabled enough. Okay? That kids with worse disabilities, blind or on a tube or feeding tube or something like that, were also being denied. And I said to each and every one of them at the board meeting that my child will get it because of the name of Jesus. My child will get it. And I was denied twice, and I kept telling them I'm going to get it because Hebrews 11 says that you will get things, believe that God will give it to you even if you can't see it. Even if you can't see it. If you trust in Him, just say it, claim it, say that you're going to get it. And that year, the government turned over what we prayed about for our benefit. So my social workers and everybody else said, wow, you said you were going to get it.
Did they actually start praying now too? I mean, are they all praying now?
Oh,
Or
well,
they-
I'll tell you something. They're looking. They're wondering now. They're wondering. That's a big testimony. That's
Wow.
a big testimony.
So it worked- so it
That
worked
is
out
big
for you.
stuff.
And it
Yes.
worked out with our prayers in detail, what we prayed about in
Yes.
detail. The government,
They even used
Changed it.
the
Changed it
word
around.
that, you know,
that's my
when
check.
when we have an ongoing relationship with Jesus Christ, the believer, Christian, we are getting to know His character day by day by day. And for God, trust is a very big deal to God.
Yeah, you know, it's true. I agree with you.
He wants
Yes.
His people to trust Him. But we're living in a world, just as you said, Chris, you know, sometimes friends don't show up on time.
Exactly.
You know, and when we're not, you know, faithful in our relationships, loyal in our relationships, respecting each other, we lose trust.
Yes.
And that's fair to say. We all lose trust in something, and we all lose trust in someone. So is it easy for us to trust God? No, it's not. We all fall short of the
Yes.
glory of God.
Yes.
But God exercises His way in our lives, and He shows us, He demonstrates it to us, and He has to tell us a lot, time and time again. I love you, my child, you can trust me. Because
You know
we're
what?
used to not trusting things.
One thing I want to tell you here is that like Kim, you said you were in the States, right?
Yes.
You see, in the United States, the money, it says right there on top, in God we trust. Right?
Yes.
Everybody else pays cash.
That's a good one. So the Joy Sisters, so you're on Tuesdays, is it?
Yes.
Tuesdays on,
Yes.
well,
Between 8 and 8:30 p.m.
so how can people find you? Tell them how they can find you. So what
you
do they
can
do
find
to
us
find
on
you?
Facebook.
You can find us on Facebook.
Yes.
We have our videos are
What
there
do they
for
type
the
in?
public.
The Joy Sisters? What?
You
How do
can
they find
type
you?
in
Tynes.
Kim Tynes, and you can type in Bonnie Claiborne.
Yes.
Oh, so your last name is not Joy then?
We're known
they
as
got
the
different
Joy
names, they're
Sisters.
Joy
We're
Sisters.
born again, so he gave us
Born
We're
the
born,
name Joy.
we're born again.
Okay,
We're born again.
Claiborne.
Believers
That's
of Jesus Christ.
interesting.
And how long do
Our
these
names are Joy Sisters.
sessions last?
For an hour. If somebody
For an
comes
hour. 1
in
hour.
with a testimony
Yeah.
and it goes overtime, we're welcoming it. We welcome
We're
it.
welcoming it.
So it's been great having you guys on the show. Well,
you so
I
much.
want you guys to come back again because I think this was great.
Oh yes, we
This
would
was
love to.
very,
We would love
very,
to. You know,
very
we would love to.
eye-opening. Very
I won't
eye-opening,
complain
yeah.
about it.
Would you hey, well, would you want to bring your daughter around?
Yes,
yes.
She's over there. Maybe
Rihanna?
she'd want to come and say
Would you like to come
hi.
say hi to camera?
Maybe she want to come say hi.
Would you like to come say hi? She
No,
does
she
not want to
doesn't-
come
she doesn't
this
wanna
time.
come this time.
That's okay.
So maybe we can have her another time.
Yeah,
Another
sure.
time?
Yes, that would be great.
So I hope that you guys will come back, like I said, and
Yes.
or maybe
Hey,
we can
Chris,
have you on
thanks for
frequently.
having us also.
Yes, we appreciate
Oh
it.
yes,
We
yeah,
really
yeah. Well,
appreciate
thanks
that,
for
yes.
thanks for
Yes.
being here.
And
It's
God
always
bless
good
you,
to
Chris.
meet you
Well,
too.
thank you.
God
It was
bless
nice
you.
to, it was
Well,
nice
God
to have
bless
you
you.
guys here. Huh? Yeah, yeah.
Can God give me the numbers for the
Yeah,
Lottery?
He doesn't believe in gambling, he believes in getting it straight from him.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah. That's why, the checks, when they come in, it's special little notation on the check,
Yeah.
When you go to the teller and you say, this came direct,
Okay.
you try it, it works, right?
Sometimes we get our money from other places.
Sometimes too, yes.
So I'm Chris Price, and this is,
Andrea Schoenfeld.
and you've been watching the TCB Jungle Room. So, and this is the Joy Sister. So hopefully we'll be back soon with another episode. Andreas, I hope we can do another episode soon. Maybe it's the last one. Not too long.
Well, we're going to be doing it more regularly now that we found on and off button.
Okay. Okay, so everybody say bye.